Furcal takes a strike. Mulder back out there for another inning. Gave up 3 hits in the 6th. Furcal 1 for 1 with a single run scored when he pinch hit for Renteria in the 5th. Reaching for it, it's 0-2. Nomar Garciaparra takes over at short for A-Rod. Rodriguez, while he was in there, 1 out of 3. Top of the order for the National League. Furcal took a ball inside, 1-2.
You can see that little motion with the Ramon Hernandez with his mitt saying, keep that ball up. It's the value of having your own catcher in the All-Star game.
A strikeout, the first of the night for Mulder. Let's go down to Steve Lyons with Tony La Russa.
All right, Joe. Tony's managed 3 of these games and has now coached in 3 of these games. Joe and Tim have been talking about how this game certainly feels different now that it counts. Talk to us about how it's being managed different.
Well, I think most of it has to do with the personalities and the philosophies of Dusty and Mike. I mean, these guys are competitors, they're winners. You ever go against them in spring training? I mean, they don't want to lose. And I think both of them are really talking about the pride of the league. I do think home field is an extra edge, but I think if you're playing this thing with nobody watching, these 2 guys are going to manage it hard.
And certainly puts a little more pressure on the manager. Were you yourself in favor of the change to have a home field advantage be determined by this game?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I think home field is a significant advantage. I'm not sure if winning the All-Star game is the best way, but anything that adds to the competition feel, the competitive feel here, is really good, and it helps the manager because they're trying to promote, let's get serious, this is not an exhibition.
I know you're never afraid to protect your players, but when was the last time in an All-Star game you saw a manager come out and argue a play like Scioscia did?
Well, that's a good example. You know, Mike, I mean, he wants to win this game, and I guarantee if it had been vice versa, Dusty would be out there. I mean, these 2 guys are great competitors. I think it adds a lot to the flavor of this game.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Joe, Tim?
Steve, thanks, and thanks to Tony La Russa. Remember last year when Tony La Russa and Dusty Baker got into a mini war of words during the NLCS, and I think as a gesture of goodwill, as you look at Scioscia talking to Tim McClellan about that play when they awarded Furcal home plate on that ball with the spectator interference down the left field line. Dusty Baker wanted Tony La Russa on his staff as Andruw Jones reaches, gets it, hits it, goodbye. Home run, Andruw Jones. And it's 6-3 National League. Impressive piece of hitting by Andruw Jones.
Andruw Jones hitting a ball where even he couldn't catch it. Watching him take batting practice tonight, Joe, I don't think any player on either side can hook the ball into that left center field gap any better than Andruw Jones. The reason for that, I believe, his arms are so long and he can reach balls outside off the plate that most guys can't get to.
So Jones goes deep. Now it's Gonzalez with 1 out, nobody on.
See this pitch right here? Nope. I thought it was a little farther out than that. A laser by Jones.
Still reaching for it and still almost down on a knee when he made contact. And the ball just carried. Just down a little out of a crouch, and Andruw Jones. I still think you have to ask the question, is he going to take that next step and be one of the game's superstars? As that's on the inside corner, 1-2. Here's a guy who burst onto the national scene in 1996 with those 2 home runs in Game 1 of the World Series. He's been in the spotlight since hitting those home runs as a 19-year-old for 7 years now. He's still not really the top billed athlete on his own team. I think Sheffield or Chipper Jones would take that on him.
Well, he's a superstar on defense, but he's got a lot of holes on offense. Holds the bat down right on the knob, and balls away out of the strike zone have given him problems as Brendan Donnelly of the Angels is warming for the American League.
So Luis Gonzalez, who was at the plate, his first time at the plate, the Arizona Diamondback, gets a base hit through the right side off the lefty Mulder. And now Rondell White grounds one to the shortstop. Garciaparra, step, throw, inning over. But not before the National League adds to its lead. Andruw Jones with a home run on a line into the bleachers in left center field. It is 6-3 NL. Time to stretch. and time for God Bless America to be performed tonight by recording artist Amy Grant.